Today we're breaking down Bitcoin Nodes Explained, Why Run Your Own? Welcome to Bitcoin Bytes HQ, simple Bitcoin explainers. This is educational content only, not financial advice. Let's go. When people talk about Bitcoin, they usually focus on price, wallets, or mining. But behind the scenes, something quieter is doing a lot of the real work. Bitcoin nodes. As Bitcoin grows and more people rely on it for saving, payments, and long-term storage, nodes are what keep the system honest without needing permission from anyone. If you've ever wondered who actually checks the rules, this is the part most explanations skip. Let's start with what a Bitcoin node is. A node is simply a computer running Bitcoin software. Its job is to independently check the Bitcoin network. A full node stores the entire Bitcoin blockchain, which is the public record of every transaction since Bitcoin began. You can think of it like keeping your own copy of a shared accounting book. Instead of trusting a website to show you the totals, you keep the full history yourself and verify it directly. The first foundational idea is verification. Verification means checking that everything follows Bitcoin's rules. When a transaction happens, your node checks that the coins haven't already been spent, that the signatures are valid, and that no rules are broken. If something doesn't add up, the node rejects it. It's like counting your change before leaving a store. Most of the time, things are fine, but verification means you never have to rely on trust alone. The second idea is rule enforcement. Bitcoin has rules like a fixed supply of 21 million coins and a predictable schedule for new blocks. A full node enforces those rules automatically. If someone tries to create invalid Bitcoin or bend the rules, your node simply ignores that data. A useful analogy is a rule book in a sport. Players can try to cheat, but the rule book doesn't change just because someone wants it to. Nodes are what make Bitcoin's rules real. The third idea is independence and privacy working together. Many wallets connect to nodes run by companies. That's convenient, but it means those servers can see what your wallet asks about. When you run your own node, you stop asking someone else for permission or information. You verify the rules yourself, and you also take advantage of Bitcoin's built-in privacy features. It's like checking your bank balance in your own notebook instead of calling someone to ask what's in your account. You gain confidence that the rules you care about are being followed because you are personally checking them, and you're also using the privacy Bitcoin already offers instead of leaking it to third parties. Now, let's briefly talk about node software. Most people who run a node use Bitcoin Core. Bitcoin Core is the most widely used node software and acts as the reference implementation. When people talk about Bitcoin's rules, they usually mean the rules enforced by Bitcoin Core. Some users choose Bitcoin Knots instead. Knots is based on the same code, but it can be slightly stricter about certain behaviors. You can think of Core as the standard rulebook and Knots as a referee who calls the game a little tighter. What matters is that both enforce the same core Bitcoin rules. Choosing one doesn't change Bitcoin itself, it simply reflects how strict you personally prefer the enforcement to be. Running a node doesn't change Bitcoin for everyone else. It changes how Bitcoin works for you. You move from trusting someone else's version of the truth to checking it yourself, while also taking advantage of the network's built-in privacy and independence. With that foundation in place, let's look at where people often get this wrong and clear up some common misunderstandings. One common misunderstanding is about incentives. Bitcoin full nodes don't create blocks, and they don't earn Bitcoin. Their role is verification, not profit. Because there's no direct payment for running a node, some people assume nodes don't matter. That confusion grows because some people also run Lightning nodes. Lightning is a separate network built on top of Bitcoin, and those nodes can collect small routing fees for forwarding payments. But that's optional and separate from running a Bitcoin full node. Running a node isn't an income strategy. It's about enforcing rules, improving privacy, and reducing reliance on trust. Another misunderstanding is that running different node software, like Bitcoin Core or Bitcoin Knots, splits the network. People hear different software and assume it means different versions of Bitcoin. What actually matters are the rules being enforced, not the name of the software. You can think of it like two referees calling the same soccer game. One might be slightly stricter about certain fouls, but both enforce the same rules. The game itself doesn't change, only how the rules are applied. Nodes running core or knots are part of the same network as long as they follow Bitcoin's core rules. A third myth is that running a node automatically makes you anonymous. That's not quite true. A node doesn't make you invisible. What it does is reduce how much information you share. When your wallet relies on someone else's node, that node can see what you're asking about. When you use your own node, more of that information stays with you. It's not perfect privacy, but it's a meaningful improvement that many beginners don't realize Bitcoin already supports. Here's what I wish I knew when I started. I thought owning Bitcoin meant I was already participating fully in the network. I assumed my wallet was doing all the checking for me. What changed my understanding was learning that most wallets trust third-party nodes by default. Running my own node felt like finishing the setup. It didn't make Bitcoin more exciting, but it made it more solid. I stopped relying on trust and started relying on verification. Let's bring this together. Bitcoin nodes are the quiet backbone of the network. They independently verify transactions, so trust isn't required. They enforce Bitcoin's rules so no one can change them unilaterally. They let you take better advantage of Bitcoin's built-in privacy by reducing reliance on third parties. And they strengthen the network by adding more independent verifiers. Running a node isn't about profit or status. It's about understanding Bitcoin more deeply and choosing certainty over convenience. A small next step, if you're curious, is simply to explore beginner-friendly node projects like Umbrel or Start9 and see how they make running a node more approachable. That's Bitcoin Nodes Explained. Why run your own? Simplified. If this helped, like, share, and subscribe for more Bitcoin explainers. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next one.